Greetings Internet, and welcome back for another Oxleymations presentation. Now to start off with, I need a haircut. But for realsies, the real reason why we're here today, if you didn't notice by the thumbnail, which I'm going to guess that my future self putting this up online chose a thumbnail involving the thing that we're going to talk about today, I have, after a long extended period of time, finally completed a set of Halloween-themed McDonald's items that I've been wanting to get a complete set of ever since I got the first one of the trio. As the thumbnail would probably have told you, and well, as the title probably already says, I don't know, this is me recording in the past to you who's viewing this in the future. Anyway, the item in question is one of the McDonald's Halloween pails. So, I want to say, well, I know for a fact it was last year, I recorded a video about the history of the McDonald's Halloween pails and showed off the majority of my extensive collection, which I put together mostly for that video. Part of it was I was just collecting them because I like them, I have nostalgia for them, but the other part was it would be really cool to have like all the nostalgic ones, all the retro ones from when I was a kid and slightly before. And one set of those pumpkin pails, the very first ones from 1985, that is the set that as of this year, as of the recording of this video, I finally completed. The first one of the set that I had, as evidenced by the fact that it was in that video, I'm going to link to it up above. It's been so long since I've actually just sat down and recorded a video. I forget which side it goes on, but you'll see the thing pop up. Back in the Halloween Buckets review video, or the history of the Halloween Buckets. And then within this last week, in April of all seasons, I found the other two. Within a week of each other, as a matter of fact. So, like I said a moment ago, to start off with, I already had McJack. This one's actually a replacement because, just give me one moment here, folks. The McJack that I already had has just a bit of paint wear right here, right at the bottom of his mouth. Let me see if I can get that without the glare on it. There we go. And the one that I picked up, the paint is just about perfect. So this McJack is going to be probably going up onto eBay or Facebook Marketplace or some such. Sorry, Jack. It's just the way it goes sometimes. But anyway, got the McJack as evidenced by the back of the pumpkin, how it says the name. And this one I got in a lot. Ooh, almost dropped him. Don't want to do that. In a lot with the hardest to find of the two test market buckets, and that second bucket would be McPunky, which, like I said, I just recently picked this up thanks to a Facebook Marketplace seller. And for those wondering, it's still broken. It's just that if you put the handle on, as I found out when testing for this video, it slides on well enough that you can still hold it up and it's still very presentable. Just, you gotta be kind of gentle with it. And I am planning on doing a repair video on this, so stay tuned for that. Here's a little hint as to how I'm going to work on repairing it. But in the mail today, I got the third of the three 1985 test market buckets. Now, for those of you wondering, yes, there are only technically two variants, those being, let me just pick this up off the floor here. Sorry, I was kind of rushing to get this prepared. But the two variant buckets are McPumpkin. I just showed you his variant. McPunky. And the other variant being everyone's favorite bad boy, McGoblin. And his counterpart, Mcjack, that we just went over. But as also part of that same 1985 series of pails, as I mentioned in that video, the history of the Halloween pails, there was also a Mcboo that was released that year. This isn't that one, of course. This is the 1986 and onwards Mcboo, but contained within this box right here. If the eBay seller I bought it from was on the level and wasn't just messing with me using fancy camera tricks and stuff, this should be a 1985 Mcboo pail. So we're just going to pop open our samurai sword letter opener, and we're going to stick it into the tape, and we're just going to cut until we get this thing open.
Bring it down so I can get a better angle on it. There we go. Come on now, blade of item, cut through the tape.
Whoever packed this thing did a good job.
There we are. Come on, almost there.
Aha. Alright. They wrapped it up like a Christmas present. Okay, gotta get a grip on this side somehow. Oh, right there. Or not. Sorry for the loud just now, folks. Thought the tape was on there more firmly. What am I doing? It's brown paper. Just open it up like a Christmas gift. There. And sorry for the sudden loud rips, folks, but sometimes that's what you gotta do. So now there's a box that was underneath all the paper and tape. So we just repeat the process over again. Carefully, because I don't know if they put anything on top of the bucket to keep it, safe during shipping. And then we slice that tape once up towards the top, and then oh, they put newspaper on top of it. Good eBay seller. Good job, lady and or sir, and or anyone in between. Okay, newspaper. Okay. Here we have the bucket. Feel around. Yep, the lid is under it. The handle. Where's the handle? The handle is still attached. So because of me being the way I am, I'm going to check the box real quick. Make sure they didn't throw in anything extra, like a note of thanks for buying from my eBay store, etc. kind of a thing. Does not appear so. Okay, so we put the box on the floor somewhere. Running out of room here at Oxleymations HQ because I've gone from collecting to hoarding, unfortunately, and I got to start offloading some stuff if I'm going to continue bringing in new stuff. Alright, so it appears that they just used masking tape to close this thing up, and that's fine because it makes it easier to peel it off. Alright. The seal has been broken. Now before I actually pull this out, let's see, where is Mcboo? There you are, Mcboo. Put you right up here. Move this extra Halloween pail lid somewhere. Put it there. I'm going to do some comparisons between these two because, as I showed in that previous video that I keep referring to, there are some subtle and not so subtle differences between the 1986 pails and the 1985 pails. So let's go ahead and get this out of here. Okay. Go ahead and put the bag with the box. It almost smells like candy, like a sweet tart, as it were. Alright. So there it is. Now let's see if this is actually what the seller you know, if the cellar was on the level, then the lid should only have 4 holes in it, and they should be in a grid-like pattern, or the holes should have a grid in them instead of having that plus sign thing. I'm going to show you the viewers first. Yep, it's got the 4 holes. Now if I remove, or as I remove this, it should say 1985 on the bottom of the bucket. It does, 1985 McDonald's Corporation. Don't know if y'all will be able to see that. Right there. Okay. So we reattach the lid. Nice and snug on there. Now let's see. On the back it says Mcboo, and it's got one of those little registered copyright circle thingies right there. Now seeing that, now I'm curious if my other buckets have that. Yep. And, oh, McJack doesn't. McGoblin doesn't. And neither McPunky or McPunkin have that. So Mcboo is the registered trademark, but not the other ones. Now we know. How bizarre. Alright, so as I was stating before, let's go ahead and put these two side by side, and I'm going to lift them up so you all can actually see them. Ta-da! Oop, a friggin' glare. And apparently I forgot to mute my phone again. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, with the 1985 Mcboo, let me just... yep, that's the one. He's got a larger printed face, and it's a bit farther up on the pumpkin. Whereas the 1986 one, it's a slightly smaller face, and it's a bit farther down. And let's go ahead and carefully, and I mean carefully, turn these bad boys around, get a look at the back with all the printing on it. It's hard to do. Okay, there we go. Now, on the 1986 release, it says McDonald's with the registered copyright symbol on it, safety tested for children of all ages, recommended for children age 1 and over. And on the 1985 release, Mcboo, McDonald's registered copyright. Oh, I forgot to mention Mcboo was on this one. McDonald's registered trademark, safety tested for children of all ages, same as the later release. Recommended for children age 1 and over, same as this one. The only real difference is on the 86 pails, it's more of a thin kind of lettering on there. But on the 1985 pail, some thick lettering on there. Let's see, anything else really standing out to me? Well, that's one thing. The faces on these are slightly off. Like, here and here are the sides, the sides where the handle attaches. And as you can see, with me holding that directly toward the camera, hold on, let me just rotate it slightly. There we go. The face is, in fact, off to the side. And with the original 1985 pail, it's the same, only in the opposite direction a little bit. Alright. So, I can finally say, after a good little while of searching, that I now own the full set of the 1985 McDonald's test buckets. And also, fun thing, for those who aren't aware, we're halfway to Halloween. We're halfway to Oktoberfest. And I ran out of air trying to say that, but we're halfway to Oktoberfest, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the perfect segue into that. So, thank you all so very much for tuning in. I do truly and greatly appreciate it. And if you like what you've seen here today, you know the drill, like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you'd like to support my channel, feel free to check out my Patreon. there's still not a whole lot there. I've been uploading bloopers and behind the scenes stuff as I'm able to, come across them and record them. But I just wanted to put this out there because, well, I want to get into making content more regularly. And unfortunately, my shtick has kind of fallen into doing food reviews, which I'm trying to cut away from this year, and buying random stuff, which is part of the reason why I say that I've kind of slipped from collecting to hoarding. But anyway, like legitimately, if you could see the room behind me and behind the camera there, well, you can see the room behind me, but if you could see the room behind the camera, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of boxes and a lot of things just sitting around. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. This is Oxleymations, signing out. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Later, y'all.